Well, hello internet, here we are. Little bit of a video here. Well, as some of you who've been following my channel for a bit know, moved last summer into a different complex. And I was in my new apartment here for about 3 weeks or so, when one night I could smell something rather kind of woody type of cooking. Now, maybe like hickory, maybe like cedary, whatever. And I thought, oh, someone's using a smoker or one of those pellet grills or whatever that people have, because, well, you know, people do that. And then that nice wood type smell turns to a plasticky kind of smell. And I thought, someone's burning garbage again. Because that happens in their fireplaces. People have been caught burning garbage. And then that plasticky smell got more and stronger and stronger. And as I said in my previous vlog, I looked out and I seen the fire. And yeah, the apartment building was on fire. And, well, called 911, gathered up my critters, and basically headed out the door, because I had no idea how bad it was going to be, what was going to happen, if this was the last time I was going to be in my apartment, or what was going to happen. Well, after the fire got put out and statements were got and investigations were done, the apartments that were damaged pretty much sat empty for a bit while they did their investigations. Then the restoration company that was hired come in. They would work a day or two, and then they would disappear for a month or 3. And then they would come back, do it again. You'd hear them throwing stuff off the second and third floor, first floor into their trailers and taking it away. And I understand, you know, going through and gathering up the organics, gathering up anything that'll cause mold or attract pests or stuff like that. And I would imagine some of the trailer loads they took out which was good stuff. You could see it was good stuff. They cleaned it up and would give it back to the people that lost it, if that's what the insurance policy did. I've also been told that some of these fire restoration places, once the insurance has been paid out, they resell some of these items to recoup some of the money, which also makes sense, because, well, why throw away something that is perfectly good that just has a little bit of soot on it that could be wiped down? Well, the apartments, all 3 of them, that were majorly damaged, they stayed empty with no real progress virtually all winter. The other, 6 or 5 of them that just had minor damage, they were prettied up and rented back out, or the tenants that were in them, if they wanted to stay, were allowed to stay. Now, my suite was not touched by water or fire at all. There was a small film on my walls from the smoke, especially around the windows and doors and stuff. And of course, like I mentioned in the previous vlog about the fires, boot prints on my floor from where the fire department walked through to see if my apartment was affected. I am very, very lucky, and I count my blessings that I didn't move into the ground floor apartment. I was moving into that ground floor apartment, the one that would have been directly below the fire, and I would have been in there and nicely unpacked 3 weeks or so when the fire would have happened, and then I would have virtually lost everything. Just as it had been, an older couple moved in that evening of the fire and had just basically put everything in there just a few hours before the fire happened. And the fire started on the second floor, and of course smoke and fire rises, but water falls. So when the fire department came, they filled the ground floor suite full of water and flooded out the ground floor, and the second and third floor were majorly damaged. Well, over winter, we've had some pigeons nesting in the exposed roof structure that was burnt out, and at first I thought I was going crazy, because you can hear the scratching, you can hear the pigeon noises. They're obviously nesting in there, and I thought I was going insane, until one day I was walking the dog and I seen them roosting in the rafters, flying in and out. There was probably at least half a dozen that I noticed. So if they're not looked after, there will probably be a couple dozen by springtime around here. So pigeons are kind of like winged rats per se. They will invade, they will nest, they will thrive in almost any conditions. And really, over winter there were some activity. I don't know if it was the maintenance men walking through, or the disaster service coming once in a while, or maybe insurance companies or contractors that are coming in to take bids on the job or what, because you'd see the doors propped open, or you'd see the dark sooty footprints tracked through the stairway and hallways coming out of the suites, and you'd see strange vehicles once in a while, or lights in the apartment at night while they're searching around doing their bids. So in the cold of the winter, there was a very cold breeze coming across the hallway. Keep in mind at minus 35, minus 40 Celsius on a exposed apartment like that, the wind just cuts comes right through, blows across the hall into my suite. So it'll be nice when it's all done, when there's heat back on there, when things are closed back up, because really it's an eyesore for one. It's a reminder of things, a reminder of stupidity of the tenants, reminder of carelessness and neglect, and things that should never have happened because someone didn't put out a cigarette and it lit a couch on fire, which never should have been on the balcony to begin with. So yeah, I'm very much hoping that things can get back to normal. We get a couple of very, very quiet families in there that make good neighbors, and everything turns out well. Again, I would like to say, thank you to the fire department for doing their job very, very quickly, getting here when they did, minimizing the damage, because the fire and smoke was looking for its next source of fuel, and it was coming my way to my apartment. So it would have probably popped out in my storage room on the deck, because that's where the heat and smoke was coming out of when the fire department was doing their job. The landlord here and the people that worked for the company did good, while taking down people's names and being accommodating to those that couldn't stay in their suites. It's just serves as a reminder to how quickly things can change, how quickly things can go from being, moving into a new suite to essentially being homeless. This building took a lot of damage, a lot of potential damage, but because of the way this building is built, with firewalls between the suites, firewalls between the blocks, and I'm pretty sure, if not concrete between the floors, then something pretty dense, there was very minimal damage to the rest of the suites. both buildings, both sides of this building could have easily have been wiped out if this was a wood frame construction, like the building I moved out of, or some of the other wood frame constructions, apartment complexes in this town. Because there's only one wall in this apartment that is actually wood. The other 3 walls are concrete. It took a lot of fire, and that fire basically went straight up and only really burnt out 2 suites, and water damage to a third, and a little bit of water damage to a couple other minor damage. We could have lost a lot more than we did. But it kind of is what it is. Around we go, just kind of staying safe, one day at a time, 1 foot in front of the other, and around we go. And as always, thanks for watching Maxwell's Vlogs. Comment, subscribe, and enjoy.